Hi, I'm Piquet Jr, and today we're going to be talking about aerodynamics of this race car, how it affects us, how important it is, and everything you need to know about it. Welcome to Race School. Aerodynamics is the science of how the air flows around the car. It makes a big difference because it can determine if you can win or lose a race. It's a big part of our setup that we work every weekend. So we have to trim the front and the rear to find a perfect balance for every weekend. Every race car prefers more downforce. I mean, the more downforce we apply on the car, the more grip the car has and the quicker you can go around the corners. But the more downforce you have, the more drag you have and the slower the car goes in the straights. So this is a big compromise we have every weekend depending on which tracks we go. To use a lot, to use a little, and how much to trim into every little degree makes a difference in our race weekends. Now let's have a look at the car. Let's start from the front of the car, the front wing, which is one of the most important bits because it's what determines how the air is going to behave through the whole car. When the wind hits over here, this is one of the pieces where we trim every weekend, where it controls the front downforce basically. It's the opposite of an airplane. The airplane creates lift. So if you look at the airplane from the side, you're gonna see that the wing tips down at the end, and ours is the opposite. Ours comes up, creating downforce basically. So it's the opposite of the airplane. And this over here, this part of the car, you can trim it to have a higher angle or a lower angle, basically just to compensate the balance of the car. Now let's talk a little bit about this part over here. The reason why it has this format over here, right in front of the tire, is to try to make the air flow as best as we can around the car. So instead of the air hitting the tire straight, like that the air can flow smoother and creating a little bit less turbulence and a little bit less drag. If you look at the car, every edge of the car is round and is shaped for the air to be as smooth as possible around it. But now we're in the back of the car where we have the rear wing. This basically is going to determine mainly the top speed of the car. When you're in very long straights, I'm going to use a track like Monza, for example. This wing over here is going to be nearly as flat as possible because you're going to want to go as quick as possible in a straight line speed. When you're in another track like Monaco, for example, this wing is going to be completely down, having the biggest angle possible because it's a track where there's a lot of corners and not a lot of straights. Long story short, this one is the main wing determining the speed of the car, and the front wing will balance out the car towards what kind of setup you're having at the moment. The last thing I would like to talk to you guys a little bit about is about Slipstream, how it works. When you're punching through a hole, obviously you are consuming all that air, you are creating drag on the car, right? But if you're following a car behind you, basically the car in front of you is doing all that work of punching through the wind and creating, let's say, a hole. And when you come behind him, you don't have as much drag, you don't have as much wind hitting your car, hitting the wings, so you automatically, you're gonna get, the closer you get to the car, the quicker you're gonna be. The downside of that is when you get closer to the corners, when you're gonna brake to the corners and you need all that downforce, you're not gonna have all that downforce because the car in front of you is consuming all the air, and you have much less aerodynamics or downforce than the car in front of you. So you guys are used to seeing races where the guy comes really close in the back of the straights and end of the straights. When he gets to the corner, the gap increases again. You cannot do the corner as quick as you can, as if you were by yourself. Thank you everybody for watching this video. It was a little brief explanation of what aerodynamics is all about, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care.